For a lot of e-commerce sites, 70%, a number like 70% of their revenue is coming from mobile. 30% comes from desktop. And in some other ones, it's even higher mobile commerce, right? So that if you're not designing, especially in the US, I don't know where your content gets consumed, where your listeners are, but if you are in the United States, the number one platform you need to design your mobile commerce site for is iPhone, specifically iPhone, not just mobile phone, iPhone specifically in the US.
Mm.
If you're in Europe, you have to think about Android and Samsung as your platform, right? And some other markets, it's probably more Android because of just access to cheaper phones and stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And more access to like Google and Google Android ecosystem and stuff like that. So you have to understand where your consumers are coming from. You need to design primarily for that device first and optimize it for that experience first. Not that your site looks amazing on desktop. You're looking at 30% of your revenue coming from your desktop. Why are you designing it for the desktop? It should be mobile first and desktop responsive.
Yeah.
The opposite terms, not like mobile responsive like a lot of people design these days.
Yeah.
And that's the wrong thing to do.
And I guess you need to also use like multi-browser testing. So there's, you could see it in multiple sort of browsers, right?
For the mobile in the US market, I would say first make sure that your site works flawlessly for Safari because it's iPhone,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because that's the app, that's the web browser that's pre-installed on your phone, right? And then secondarily, you can test it for other popular browsers like Chrome and Brave and other flavors of Chrome based and Firefox and stuff like that on the mobile phone. But primarily, if it's coming from an iPhone, highly likely, it's a Safari browser. So if your site is not compliant with Safari, it breaks, it doesn't pop up correctly, and things are too small, too big. You're expecting people to zoom in to look at things. Consumers get turned off of that; they move on, right? The more of those things you solve, the better that dimension is going to be.
Okay. Okay. So you're moving. I caught you off in in point one. So